3, 2, 1, go.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to our another Sunday video, our question and answer video, where we take a bunch of your comments, we read them, answer them, give our thoughts on them. Let's get right into it for today.
Let's go.
So,
what's on the agenda there?
So, first question here is from Eric Meadows, and Eric Meadows is commenting on our video. It's the condo video, where we talked about the quality of construction that we're seeing in the condos,
which is dropping.
And yeah, so this one in particular is talking about, we made the comments about the sliding door,
bedroom door
that doesn't fully close.
Yeah.
Right. And so he says, did by any chance the baseboard blocking the sliding door serve as an attempt to prevent wear and tear?
No, because what you're doing is actually damaging the door at the bottom when it hits the baseboard, and you're damaging the baseboard.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there could have been some sort of strip on the wall where this thing latches onto and you could close it.
Yeah. But yeah, it didn't seem like it. Like even when you looked at it,
it was a silly design. Even if it's a silly design, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was. It served any purpose besides saving a couple bucks on trimming baseboard in every single unit.
Exactly, exactly. You know what's funny? Just on another note, we were talking about a door that was, what was it? Sliding on its own. It was opening on its own.
Yeah.
Somebody commented saying something that's what was I going to say?
Oh, I think it was population control.
Yeah, that was population control.
That's right.
Bedroom door keeps opening.
That's right.
But then on showings later on in a week, we saw the exact same thing again happen.
It was actually that same day.
Same day.
We had filmed the video, then we had gone out with some buyer clients, and we were together. And as we're talking there, I slid the door closed, and you saw it. And the only reason why because it had two doors that connected right at the point.
Yeah.
And the only reason why the other one wasn't connecting was because the track, or wasn't rolling back, was because the track was so dirty it was stopping it from rolling back. But anyways, so next comment here comes from Justin N-HD6ON, and they say,
Justin,
you have no clue what you're talking about, Santo. No rate cuts are coming this year.
Is he one of my children that tell me I have no clue what I'm talking about?
Hey, that line's reserved for me and my sister. Oh, but this is a response to the video where...
what did he say about no? He said no rate cuts are coming?
So, see, we said...
Did I say rate cuts are coming?
Well, that's the thing. So we made the video titled June 5th, everything's going to change, or something along those lines.
A sarcasm.
And yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if rates are going to change.
But if you listen to the video itself, we actually didn't say that rates were going to change. We said we have clients that believe rates are going to change.
Right.
And this is what they're feeling if they do change. So, I mean, it had nothing to do with, you didn't mention anything.
Justin, stop reading headlines only. Watch the video.
That's right. That's right. So this comment here, I found it actually really interesting. It's from Ron Turlinski, 1542. And Ron Turlinski says, as a Toronto firefighter, laneway units are going to be a problem with getting equipment to fight a fire or any other emergency. Just getting information about them is difficult while responding to the address.
Interesting point. Well, there's already an issue with the infrastructure, sewage and all that, drainage, sewage. There's already an issue there. Toronto is spending billions on trying to upgrade that. So here we go, adding laneway houses. How's that going to affect that problem? But you're right, as a firefighter, you're talking, yeah, I can see that. How does some of these fire trucks get into the laneway, and if there's one, how's another one going to get in there? What if there's a few police cars, or there's an ambulance or something already in the driveway?
Yeah.
Or I could see it being a big problem. What do? They go on the main street and they got to go through the house.
Well, yeah, even
through the backyard. That's a long way to go.
Even I think about some of the houses that we just, or one house in particular that we just sold in the kind of Corso Italia area, we'll say. You know, the access to the laneway is pretty far away from the house,
Absolutely, you've got
right?
to kind of
And
go
so,
through a maze.
and then, but even if you say, you know, if something was to happen, you know, what's the address? You say it's the backyard of, you know, XYZ street, right? Like,
It's
how
a
do
good
they,
point.
what's the,
It's a good point you bring up.
Mhm.
I don't know the answer to that.
That is a very
I,
interesting point.
I'm
Curious to
I'm
see how that works out.
assuming the government has thought this through, but probably not, and they're just dealing with the pressure of a housing crisis, and
Mhm.
we need more housing. And they said, "Okay, do it, and we'll
Figure it out
we'll
later.
figure it out if there's a problem with
Yeah.
the firefighting later." I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
It is. So next comment here comes from Andrew McCall 1582. And he says, condos ruined Canada.
Andrew, no, I don't think they ruined Canada. I think I don't think Canada is ruined. It's still a great country to be. For sure, it has its flaws, and some of those flaws are getting worse.
Yeah.
But we could turn this ship around, let me tell you.
Yeah.
How do I comment on that? Condos ruined Canada. No, condos for a lot of people is a great option to live.
A lot of people.
Whether you're a renter, whether you're a
people.
condo owner,
Mhm.
it's a great option for a lot of people.
Just think about how much housing would be lacking if we had no condos in the city.
Can you imagine?
That would be a
If there
real
were
big
no
problem.
condos,
Yeah.
people would be commuting 3 hours to get in
Yeah.
every day if everything had to be a house.
Yeah. Okay, so next comment here comes from TVTV-GQ80J.
Wow,
I,
what a name.
I read these pretty fast now. But they say, it's time to buyers must alert and stop buying.
Buyers, stop buying. That's what he say?
2 years ago, most, and that's most is in brackets, crook realtors' fake predictions make today so many assignment sales. So I think what they're trying to say is a lot of crook realtors made these predictions, and now a lot of buyers are stuck trying to sell on assignment. So beware things going to happen if you jump to buy crazy after June 5th.
Okay, there's several things to unpack here. Yes, there are a bunch of realtors that maybe give bad advice. Not maybe, for sure give bad advice. Yeah, sorry. So many realtors give bad advice. Yes, there are many assignments. I don't know if it's all because of the bad advice realtor gives, that's why there's a ton of assignments, because there's many of these assignments or condos for sale now that are being sold by investors who went in and bought directly from the builder. They didn't even use a realtor. They go directly to the builder. Many of these have bought multiple units, and now they're stuck because of the way the market turned. You know, nobody could have predicted when we started the health crisis in 2020. Everybody thought it was doom and gloom, and all of a sudden prices shoot through the roof. Nobody predicted that. Everybody's scrambling. Some people went out, oh man, we're going to make a fortune, and they, against anybody's advice or without anybody's advice, just went out and bought a bunch of condos, and well, they're stuck today.
Yeah.
There was another, what was the last point of the sentence there, the comment?
So beware, same thing going to happen if you jump to buy.
Beware, same thing is going to be happen, and I think he mentions June 5th, right?
Correct.
You should always beware, whether it's June 5th, not June 5th. You should make sound financial choices. I don't expect, I'd be surprised if there's this, big change after June 5th, but we're ready, we're watching, and you should always be making sound advice no matter what.
Yes, sound decisions.
Sound decision. Get sound advice.
Get sound advice. Make sound decisions.
Good thing you're here today.
So next comment here comes from LRS333, and they say, can you please do Oakville Halton region for condos? Now I feel
we get asked this question?
I feel like I have to put one of these in every video because there's like new people that join the channel.
You want to answer this one? Tired of answering these
But
questions.
you got to keep answering it. I should actually just cut an old clip of you answering.
That's right. That's right. I might have a different shirt on or something.
Yeah, but so can you please do Oakville, Halton region for condos? Ooh, condos too. That's
there's many areas that, as realtors, we work in. Halton region, and we just purchased for one of our buyers a property in Acton.
Yes.
So we work these areas. Pardon?
It's worth the drive.
It's worth the drive to Acton. I don't think a lot of people even know that commercial. I'm surprised you know it. I'm surprised
because I listen to your radio station.
Maybe. Acton, Georgetown, obviously Oakville and Burlington. We work these areas. And there's many other areas that we work as realtors that I just don't do these YouTube style video and reports for, just out of sheer time. Can you folks, I don't know if you know how much actual effort goes into putting these videos together. I really don't I think people think that the report gets given to me and I just read it, off the TV behind us, and boom, everything takes 15 minutes and we're done. I research the raw data to make these charts myself, and then put these charts together, and then put the show together. You do all the video editing. Like, there's a ton of effort that goes into putting these together. We just have no more time for any other shows because it's a service. We don't,
this isn't the full-time job.
Our full-time job is helping sellers sell and buyers buy. That's our full-time job.
Yeah.
So doing these videos, we love doing them. It's a way of getting the correct information out there. We love doing them, but we just can't do any more. And that's the thing.
We don't have any more days in the week. We
just no more days in the week.
No more days in the week to put out more videos. But also, Oakville, Halton region condos, that's a very small market too, right?
Yeah, there's not many condos being bought and sold there.
So
was that the question for condos?
Yeah, specifically for condos.
There's not many.
So, okay. Next comment here comes from J Mella 1370, and J Mella says, "Thank you, Santo, for the video, I guess. And any chance that a few more forced sales kicked in last week, causing average price to drop and combining that with the long weekend?"
It's possible.
But I think that goes back to the kind of misconception we've spoken about many times about forced sales, and they're not necessarily selling for hundreds of thousands below market price.
No, it's a little bit,
right?
What's also, like, there's so many possibilities in the long weekend. Just a funny that week, around a long weekend is the numbers sometimes don't align to whatever the trend was before that long weekend. And sometimes, there's another possibility. People buying at the higher price point, they got a little bit extra money because they're in that higher price point, that higher income bracket. Maybe a lot of them just go away on long weekends where the rest of us stay home and barbecue in the backyard. Some of the I guess, higher price point purchasers, buyers, they leave. Or, sellers say, hey, no showings, I'm going to be away at this time. Or I don't know. I'm just pulling at,
well, even
reaching here.
When we look at the raw data, you can kind of see that the volume of the higher sales is usually down on those weeks, the long weekend week. So that could explain it. So next comment here comes from Brenda Fandangle. So why does there need to be a down payment? We should be able to apply with the bank for the full mortgage with pay stubs and employment history, family income, expenses, etc. and get a 20 to 30-year mortgage paying the full amount. 90% of renters pay more than what mortgage would cost them monthly. This should be a referendum in the next federal election. Thoughts?
Brenda, you're failing to realize that the bank is a business. It is not a social service. meaning to give 100% of the mortgage, or 100 to mortgage out 100% of the purchase. The bank, and I'm not an advocate for, I'm not pro bank right now, but the bank is doing their lending based on them making interest money, lots of it, and protecting themselves should a downturn occur. Protecting themselves should the buyer not pay. And I guarantee you, actually, if it wasn't for these down payments, not only would our banking system be in big trouble, but a lot of the turn sellers that had issues, they would have been in trouble also, because can you imagine selling and still owing several $100,000 and not living anywhere, not owning and still paying off, because you had zero skin in the game. So the bank is a business. They're not just going to give you money for fun.
And also here it says 90% of renters pay more than what mortgage would cost them monthly. I don't think that's accurate. At all.
Yeah.
At
the
all.
ones that are paying more than the mortgage, that's nobody who's started renting in the last few years.
Maybe if you've been...
Nobody who's purchased in the last few years is getting more. Anyone who's purchased a home and rented it over the last few years is cash flow negative in most cases.
Yeah.
Unless a big down payment was paid, and you're talking about no down payment.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
So I think there's definitely issues with the system, and they can fix it, but zero down payment is not the way to go. So next comment here comes from Stephen Firmoil, 4578, and they say, you meant to say quarter rate reduction and not price reduction. So I think that was these videos.
Quarter rate production.
These videos aren't that easy to film sometimes, especially this week. He was sick, and if you watch Sunday's video, that was definitely my fault. But just a little.
Look, sometimes I have a hard time walking and chewing bubble gum at the same time, and these are not scripted. So when I do this video, the market report videos, it's me talking, and sometimes I could misspoke. I misspoke there.
So the next question comes from Lynn Spencer 7753.
Let's go, Lynn.
And they say, what is the percentage of the 5,000 condos for sale that are above 900 square feet, or that are 900 square feet above?
Okay, can I answer that?
Well, there's more, but yeah, sure.
Okay, let me just deal with that. I don't have the percentage just because I can't line up 5,000 and put it, just way too much. It's just too many to deal with. I know it's 5,000 that are available for sale.
Yeah.
I don't know what the percentage is, but I can tell you the majority are in the lower square footage, under 900 square feet. The majority are under 800 square feet, probably under 700 square feet. I was going to
say 900 is pretty big.
The majority of condos for sale, and that's because...
For sale or selling?
Or active listing. They're talking about for sale.
Yes.
Right? So active listings, 5,000. There's 5,000 for sale, available for sale. The majority of those are 700 and less square foot. And that's because condos predominantly in history, they were being purchased by investors. And they'll buy small, inexpensive, get in, and now they're trying to get out of those.
So she also says there seems to be a lot of small square foot condos in the downtown area that investors are trying to sell.
True.
And then next sentence here is, I believe that does not show accuracy in the numbers for the true condo buyer looking for their primary residence.
I'm not sure what you mean by the last part. The true condo buyer. Well, most condo buyers now are not investors. They're end users. The investor pool is a little bit small and tight right now. So there's not many people buying condos as investments as there were previously. So most of the condo buyers, and we can attest to that from our own clients,
Yeah.
I've always had a mix of end user condo buyers and investor condo buyers. These days, they're end user condo buyers, not investor condo buyers. So whatever the average sold price is, most of that is end user condo. Now, an end user could buy a 1-bedroom condo, and
Yeah.
end user that's, maybe a small family, they could buy a 2 or 3-bedroom condo. It depends on the end user, whether they're, single person or a couple or somebody with a child. It all depends. But it's the end user that's most of the buyers today.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so last comment here. We're going to end it off with Maggie McCaskill, 1037.
Maggie.
And so she says, Matthew says he believes you.
Thank you, Matthew. Maggie, Matthew, thank you. Really appreciate your support there.
Always. And she says, excellent analysis as always, Mr. Sessa.
Matthew, you're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so that concludes our show for today. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to leave your comments in this video. Leave your comments in the videos throughout the week. And we go through all of them. We can't really get to them in the comment section because there are a lot.
We try.
Some people get upset because we can't get to all the comments, but I'm sorry, we try. And in lieu of that, we try and do this video. So hopefully your comment makes it on here. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a great week, everybody.